Hey, what's up? This is Soldier Guy 40. Today I just wanted to talk about some basic stuff and give an introduction to who I am and what I'm going to be doing. My name's Soldier of God 40, obviously. You may have seen my most popular video, Wake Up Call to Christian Teens, or my second most popular video, best video ever. If you probably guessed by now, I'm a Christian, and I'm a young earth creationist. Anyways, on to what I want to talk about today. I want to talk about the place of evidence and where that goes on within the debate and how people deny it and how people accept it. Well, what I want to get into is the atheists who I don't know how to put this. They deny there's any scientific evidence for young earth creationism. And like this is the kind of thing that really ticks me off sometimes, because a lot of atheists, well, they throw this out there, and then as soon as I hear an atheist just say something like, "Oh, no evidence for creation science," and it's all just BS, it's like, dude, come on. Like, as soon as I hear one atheist say something like, "There's no evidence for creationism," or "evolution is a scientific fact," then I immediately think, oh, they've done about 10 minutes of research as opposed to hours of research. Because once you spend a long time within the debate, you'll realize that it's actually debate. It's not just fact or fiction. Because if it was just fact or fiction and there was no evidence for creationism, there wouldn't be a debate. It would just be a couple of people would just look at creationists and say they're insane. They wouldn't bother debating them. On the other side, creationists might say the same thing about evolution. They might go on, some crazy creationists might go on and say there's no evidence for evolution and evolution is bullcrap, and, you know, creation is a scientific fact. Well, that's not necessarily true either. That's why it's called debate. Now, what all people who get into this debate should do is go to the other side of what their belief is and research that side's evidence. Because like atheists that come at me and they say, "Oh, there's no scientific evidence for creation," like, I instantly lose lots of respect for them, because honestly, like, I'm a creationist and I believe in God 100%, but I know the basic proofs of evolution. I know what they're going to argue. I know that they have what they call proof. And the thing is, like, I'll listen and I won't plug my ear and go, yeah, that's not proof. What I'll do is I'll take that proof and I'll challenge it, and I'll say, well, you can say that's proof, but what about this? You know, doesn't this kind of counteract that? And I say it in a calm manner. I'm not saying all atheists will deny creationist evidence, but I'm not saying all creationists accept atheist evidence. But what I'm trying to get at is, to creationists and evolutionists, you have to be respectful, and you have to realize that each side has what they have as evidence. Because no one's going to jump into a worldview without any evidence and just say, "Oh, I believe in atheism, but there's no evidence for it," or "I believe in Christianity, but there's no evidence for it." So obviously there's evidence there, and it's really unintelligent sounding to say, "Oh, there's no evidence for your worldview at all." And that's when I'm going to say, alright, I'm done with this debate, because obviously there is, or I wouldn't be a creationist, you know? If all the evidence pointed towards evolution, I'd be an evolutionist. Now, in this video today, I'm probably not going to go into detail on the evidence for each one, but I want to talk about what we have as evidence for each one. The first couple that I know of evolutionists, they have DNA. You know, they say we have 90, well, actually, a lot of them say 98%, but it's really proven that we have 96% of the same DNA as apes. And so they'll say, since we share DNA, you know, similarity with apes, that proves that we are evolved from apes. And so to that, I would make a rebuttal going into lots of different stuff, but I don't feel like debating with it myself right now. And then another one for evolution would be Lucy, Tiktaalik, Archaeopteryx, those transitional forms. And to those, I would challenge, I would come from my point of view, and I would challenge, and I'd say, okay, well, what about this transitional form? It has these aspects that make me not think that it is a transitional form. and then we'll debate over that. But when I come at, but the creationists also have evidence to support their claims. Like we can talk about the flood and how there's rapid fossilization, or we could talk about, you know, how we've never observed animals in the fossil record or today evolving outside other kinds, and how genetic mutations are extremely rare, and how natural selection doesn't produce new genes. You know, we could go into this stuff, and the evolutionists would have to come at us and say things like, okay, well, rapid fossilization barely ever happened, so that's not evidence for your flood. And then they could say, well, they're saying that new scientific research proves that natural selection can make new genes, and then to that we'd have to debate over it. But my point is, right now, that you can't, the debate isn't completely objective, it's completely subjective, and there's definitely two sides to it. So you can't just claim absolute opinion on either side of the debate, and it's ridiculous when you do. And the whole YouTube community would be better off if you went and did your research first before you came back, because that's really starting to annoy me. I think that's it. I'm hoping to make more videos later on in response to other atheist videos and stuff like that. Alright, Soldier God 40 out.